Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Brittany. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I took this OMGHERHAIR relaxed straight wig in this black color and I dyed it using the Dark and Lovely box dyes. I had the opportunity to work with them in December on a sponsored post on Instagram, but I knew somebody would want to know the process of me getting this color. So I'm going to show you guys the process. It's not like perfect because I am not a professional. Again, I am not a professional, but it turned out really pretty. So this is how I achieved this color. So I had a mixing bowl, get you a mixing bowl, and I had some 30 volume developer and some powder bleach as well. I'm going to tell you guys, this was like 2 days before I got my faux locks in. So I had to do all of this in the same day to make sure I got it done. So I put the powder bleach in the bowl and then I poured the volume developer in there and I kind of eyeballed it. I didn't even have a legit brush, y'all. I was just out here thugging it with my rat tail comb and I was just kind of eyeballing it to get the consistency that I wanted. But really, what I'm doing right here, I am lifting the color on the hair before I put the actual hair dye on it, because yes, with some box dyes, you can go in and just deposit the color, but this hair was darker and I wanted the color to definitely have some presence. So I would always recommend to lighten the hair first. Like I said, I didn't have one of those paint brushes that you use to apply hair dye or, bleach and stuff like that. But I used my rat tail comb. I used what I had. So I did that. I was kind of concentrating on the lower parts of the hair, kind of avoiding the roots. But then I was like, that's taking too long. So I took it off the mannequin head and I poured the powder bleach developer mixture onto the hair and I combed it through. I did it as best as I could. I would flip it around to make sure it was evenly distributed throughout the hair. You guys will see me do that. So I'm just going to be combing it through, making sure it's evenly distributed. And I had to mix up some more. So it's not an exact consistency you need this to be, especially if you're just lifting the color. So it's a lighter color, so the hair dye shows up better. You don't have to worry about that. I would say it's actually easier to have a more liquid consistency. Not the consistency that's super thick like you would need for bleaching knots on a wig. So if you need like a reference, I would say make it more liquid than like super thick. All right, so this is what the hair looked like after I washed out the developer and the powder bleach. It had a really nice like chestnut brown color, but yeah, you could stop there if you wanted that color, but I wanted that vivacious red. So this is the hair dye that I used. I used the vivacious red from Dark and Lovely. It is so pretty. So I really wanted that color to stand out, so that's why I lifted the color in advance on the hair before I deposit the color. So now I'm going to show you very quickly. I had a fail with the color initially because I was on a time crunch to meet a deadline because I was working with Dark and Lovely at the time. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to do the watercolor method, but I ended up just wasting like 3 boxes of dye. And I'll show you right here. You guys see like that was like 3 boxes of dye in that mixing bowl, and I poured it into the container with hot water, and when I put the wig in there, it did nothing. So don't do the watercolor method with this particular box dye. That works with like Adore hair dyes and stuff, but it didn't work with the Dark and Lovely. So what I did was I only had like 1 box of dye left over, and because this wig wasn't super dense, that 1 box dyed the whole wig. So that was just perfect. So yeah, so all I did was I put that 1 bottle of hair dye with all the contents into the mixing bowl, and I went section by section of the hair, like towards like the root area at the top and everything, and I deposited the color and I put it on the length of the hair as well. I did mix, I think I put a little bit of developer in it to stretch it a bit more. But this is what the color came out like after I put it on. And if you're wondering how long I kept it on, it took me about 15 minutes to put the dye on all of the hair, and I didn't wait because it was starting to take anyway. So after the hair was covered, after about 15-20 minutes, I went ahead and washed it out, and this is what it looks like. All right, guys, so here is what it looks like on my head. The color is very vibrant. Some spots are darker than others, but I think that's fine. In a few spots I did have a little bit of the dye that got on the lace, but it's fine. When I put powder on it, it'll be fine overall. But yeah, so what I did was I took the Got2b Glue Insta Hold spray, and I went ahead and started to spray that on the front of the lace, on top of the lace, and I blow dried it. So that is what I use primarily, except for the sides. I usually don't spray down my sides just because a lot of times I'm lazy, but I wanted to go all out with this application, so I did adhere the sides down, and I used the black bottle of Got2b Glue, like the gel form, to get the sides laid down and everything. So I noticed the hairline was a little bit thick, especially like on the sides. So I went in and tweezed the hairline. And if you want an in-depth tutorial on how I tweeze my hairlines, I do have a standalone video that I will link in the on the info card for you guys, so you can watch that if you want an in-depth review on how I tweeze my hairline. So I thinned it out because I knew I wanted it to be kind of behind my ear. So I'm going to go ahead and use my wax stick to mold the parting space and make sure it's nice and sleek without any flyaways. And I had a little baby hair action. I'm not like one of those people that loves baby hairs, but if they're strategically placed, I'm here for it. So I just had one little swoopity swoop on that one side, and I'm just using my hot comb to make sure everything is nice and flat. And I'm using my flat iron here, my Densely flat iron. This is from Amazon. If you're interested, it should be in my Amazon storefront, as well as most of the products that you guys see that I used in this video. It will be linked in my Amazon storefront, so definitely check it out if you want to use anything that I used in this video. And I'll probably have the products that I should have used, like that paintbrush, to deposit your color or your powder bleach and everything. That'll be in my Amazon storefront as well. So I'm just getting this hair together and flat ironing it. And I'm going to wake up that part with some powder, and it's going to make this wig look even more natural. All right, so I did my makeup off camera. And if you want to know what eyebrow pencil I used to make it match the hair, I'll have that linked in the description box because it was perfect for this hair color. So I'm just running a flat iron through it once again, and I'm so happy with how this turned out. Even though I love black yaki straight wigs, this was a lot of fun because I haven't done any dyeing on my channel in a long time, and I used to do that a lot a couple of years ago, but this was a nice little project, and I think it turned out really pretty. Even though I'm not a professional at, dyeing wigs and everything, I think it looks very, very pretty. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family. Some spots were not in depth in this video because I, initially didn't intend to record a review, but I definitely wanted to still make this video because I know a lot of people wanted to know how I achieved this color. So I hope it was helpful. If you still have questions that I didn't answer in this video, feel free to leave it down below and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. And talk to me in the comment section. Shout out to OMGHERHAIR for sponsoring today's video. If you are interested in this wig, it will be linked down below. The original video and where you can purchase it and everything will be down below. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, turn on your notifications, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.